Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 4th of April. So looking at the Euro-dollar first, and well, we've put it in a daily pivot swing, which is a bullish signal in most accounts. Whether we'll see it break or triggered, it needs a break of yesterday's pivot levels, weekly pivot level there. And where to? Well, we could push up from here towards the monthly pivot. There were some early signs of a bit of divergence across the 4 hourlies here. We've broken a trend line here, but looking at this 4 hourly of what picture here, where we're sitting at the moment, and well, it's consolidating at this phase. It hasn't broken through the lows there, and it's effectively put an old-fashioned pennanty sort of pattern in there, which if we see a break of the 4-hour 50, could see us pushing up from here. Now coming from the hourlies, you can see that same sort of pattern, just a bit more clearer. Daily pivot wise, well, we're just above the daily pivot. It could pitch down to test that yet again. You can see the weekly pivot that was hit yesterday. We had the reaction off of that. I did wonder if we'd see a bigger reaction off of that, bearing in mind the bigger downtrend of the that we're seeing here. But the very fact that it's holding up at the moment suggests there's some sort of equilibrium or something, or some status quo is sitting there. Not the rock band, just in case Charlie's listening. Anyway, from where to? Well, if we break this 6200, as I say, there's the monthly pivot that looks above now. As we've seen most days recently, the ranges are very, very tight. I mean, yesterday throughout trading session, I think it was just over 30 pips that we saw there. In fact, I'll do a little measure for you. I mean, it is even including that sort of bigger move there on the early stages, 40 pips. We actually squeezed some pips out of this yesterday on the short off the pivot, but as I said, I did wonder it'd pull off further. It doesn't seem to be, so maybe it could have some further upside in store. But if yesterday's, say anything to go by, but if we're looking at sort of the same sort of range of pips, well, it might be a big ask to get up there, but you know, things happen. News coming out today, so we'll look at that in a moment. So that's the euro, erring on the bullish side, I dare say. Short term, I still think it's a big term sell. Right, okay, the pound. Well, the pound, it seems to have been getting a bit of relief in conversations from that the parties, different Conservative Party and Labour Party in the UK here are talking about maybe a more constructive deal and a softening stance, etc. And well, that's feeding the markets at the moment, and we're seeing this upside movement. And where could it run to? Well, I was looking, I'm just going to bring a part of it in here, but just so you can see, whoops, let's move that out of the way. And bring my little measuring stick here, and you can see up here there's this these are effectively net buy stops, and this is sitting at the 132 area, so it's just sitting just up here, which is probably not a great shock. People had started seeing this happen, start selling, but the stops above the highs. There you can see the net sell orders that's sitting on this broker's feed at least. So at the moment, I'm wary of the pound for sure. It might push up further, but and it certainly may take those stops out. But there's retail traders are getting quite bullish on it now, and that generally marks the end of the move. But we'll see. For now, though, possible for upside. You can see the range again yesterday, very tight, very difficult range to be trading mostly. It's got the daily pivot below any sell-off point, may pull it back to there. A break of yesterday's high as well, may even go up to its daily R2. It's not a massive range for it at the moment. The average true range is running over 100 pips, 120 pips there at the moment, so it's got some potential to push up on anything that's seen as good news. Okay, dollar yen, it's moving on quickly. So well, I talked about this yesterday. If it could break that sort of trend line there, it's got further potential to push up. It just couldn't break anything. Couldn't take the skin off a cold custard. it's just look at this. I mean, it's bitty as anything. I'm sure at some point this is going to fly. I would imagine from what we're seeing here, it's got a good potential of pushing upwards, but I don't really want to be buying it when it's in this sort of pattern. And you could say, well, I'll buy it and it'll push up and whatever else. If we get any risky situation, all of a sudden the dollar gets sold, the yen benefits, and off it goes. So for me, technically it looks like it could have further upside, but you may need to be a very patient trader. Aussie dollar, if I can get there. Aussie dollar, right, okay, so Aussie dollar, let's come back a bit. Daily's similar picture really to the yen in terms of it's inverted though, obviously. It's been mainly heading south. A bit of retail sales data yesterday improved things. Sorry, just put it back to RSI so I can see what's going on there. So it's improved a little bit there, but it could be improved if there's a trade deal. As I mentioned yesterday, watch out, that's the news that may affect it. If there's a trade deal done, it will be seen as positive for China, and as Australia is one of the big trading partners, it could obviously have a knock-on effect. So I think that's partly being built into this as well. Fundamentally, the country's still not out the its problem, so it's always got potential to take a dip. Below us today, well, we've got the daily pivot below. May come back for that at some point, but it's slow as lower highs come in at the moment, being confirmed. Could roll over, maybe if it runs through that 34 it could be a target, but it's all very small points. Canadian dollar, another pair that I don't particularly like trading intraday. I mean, they're okay for short-term swings, etc., but it's just getting choppy where it's sitting at the moment. The Canadian dollar is not really making a lot of headway. You can see the pattern on the 4-hourly. Yep, there's some short-term trends in there, but sideward action overall. So you could be trading trying to trade at least from the highs here back down towards the lows potential. I prefer at the moment almost a downside potential on this whilst the oil prices have been lifting, but if they start coming off again, well, it reduces or weakens the Canadian dollar and we could see further upside. Okay, that's pretty much it there. I just thought I'd bring the calendar into play here, just so you can actually see what I'm talking about as opposed to me just talking about it. So only one bit of sort of key information is the ECB data coming out. The monetary policy meeting comes out at 12:30, the minutes of that. Now, apart from several months ago, we don't see a great deal of volatility around this news, but when I sat there and said it a few months ago, and then it turned out that Draghi had lied, it shocked the markets, but I would expect it to be mainly in line with what the previous meeting comments afterwards. That's it for me. I wish you a great day, and I'll speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.